Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talk about how to use your hips to create more power and distance. All right guys, so let's talk about how to use your hips to create more power and distance. Two quick things I want to talk about before we dive in. Number one is I want to announce that we are going to be launching our golf schools this year. You guys have requested them, we've heard it, and we are launching them. We have two schools booked for now, the dates, May 29th through the 31st and June 19th through the 21st. We're going to take up to 6 people in each school. I'm not going to go through all the details here. We will include a link and some information in the description. You guys can reach out to us and I'll tell you more about the schools. If you want to come, it's going to be a 3-day immersive experience, all-inclusive, lodging, food, golf, coaching. It's going to be really fun. If you guys want to check that out, the info will be down below. Also with that, with CogornoGolf.com, I want to encourage you guys to go check out our membership site. And there's really 3 main reasons I want you to do so. I tell you guys all the time that if I could see your swing, I could help you so much more. And as good as these videos are and as fun as we have making them, we really genuinely want to help you guys. And if I could see your swing, I could help take a lot of you guys to the next level. It expedite the improvement process for you. And the easiest way to do that is through CogornoGolf.com. Our membership group includes a Facebook group we have on there. And that's part number 2, is the accountability that the group provides, and being surrounded by people who also want to get better has been awesome. And number 3 is actual content on the site. The quick fix courses, the courses we put together. There are loads of videos not on YouTube that go through things much more thoroughly, step by step. So I really do encourage you guys to check that out if you're serious about getting better. If you want to hang here and watch the YouTube videos, love it, stay here. But also check that out if you want to take things to the next level. CogornoGolf.com will be in the link in the description down below. Now, let's talk about how the hips work and how you can use the hips for more power. The main idea that I want to get across today, because we talk a lot about how the hips work, is not so much about how they work in terms of rotation, but I want to talk about how they work in terms of up and down, provide you a simple feel or two and thought to start working on to gain power. If you watched our other videos, we've talked in the past about how the hips work in terms of rotation. Okay, so the hips in the golf swing are going to rotate. You're going to turn your hips back during your backswing, about 45 degrees, and you're going to turn them through during your downswing, right? That's kind of simple. We've done some videos on checkpoints for that. The idea being 45 degrees on the way back, and then kind of the more the better in terms of hip turn on the way through. We talked a little bit about how the hips, there's also going to be a tilt to the pelvis, okay? So the hips rotate, there's a little bit of tilt there, but they also go up and down, okay? And that's what I want to talk about today. If you want to create more power and hit the ball farther, you need to learn how to make your hips go down and then back up. In a moment or two, I'm going to show you a couple videos of elite players who hit the ball really far who do this motion, but I want to show it to you here first. So in terms of creating power, where we start, if we take our normal setup, I go to the top of my backswing. This is where everything starts for us. From here, during my downswing, I can have my hips go down some amount, I can have them stay level, or I can start to go up. I basically got 3 options there: down, level, or up. Almost every good player who hits the ball far from the top goes down first, and then they come up later. It's that going down portion that creates the speed and the power that you're going to see. So when I take my normal setup, I go up to the top of the swing here. What I want to feel is a lowering motion. We've talked before about having your knees reflex, and we see these good players at left arm parallel reflexing their legs. For me, if I just think about my belt buckle lowering in transition, I get all of that stuff for free. So if I take my normal setup, I go up to the top, and step 1 is I want you to just lower your belt buckle. If I just stood here like this and I went down like here, just think about where your belt buckle and your hips are in space, and you want to get that closer to the ground. Now when I do that, what happens? Well, automatically my knees are reflexing. Okay, I'm doing that by itself. I'm not thinking about reflexing my legs. I'm thinking about getting my belt buckle down. And that's part number 1 that I want you guys to feel, is just the lowering part. That's not the whole piece, but that's the first part. So if I hit one, and I'm going to rehearse that, I'm up to the top, I'm just feeling like I'm going down with my belt buckle, and that's the first part that I want to feel. So I'm just going to hit one mellow here. So lowering my belt buckle from the top. Okay, and I feel that in transition. How low can you go, right? See what I did there? How low can you go from the top? You can go pretty freaking low, right? You're probably not gonna actually go as low as you feel. The more down you go, you must go up, right? You ever hear the what goes up must come down? Well, in a golf swing, what goes down also is gonna go back up. So go down a lot. That would be part number one, and really the basic thing I want you to get out of this video is lowering in transition. But in reality, that's one of three things you can do with your hips to create speed. So that's the take home. Come here, work down. Now, when I do that, I don't just go here and go straight down with no hip turn, okay? I'm not going right here and right here. In reality, as I'm going down and around. So I'm lowering this way, and I'm turning, and I'm putting those together. So I feel like my belt buckle is getting lower to the ground, and I'm turning my belt buckle towards the target. That would really be the second piece. So once you get good at just the lowering, you can start to add in some rotation. So the second part would be up top, down, and around, okay? Down and around. You've seen some other videos on different fields, but I like this one a lot, down and around with the belt buckle. And of course, you never actually go as much as you feel. And then the last part of it, eventually, would be you go down, and then you go down and around, and then from there, you go down and around, and I don't just keep going down and around forever. I go down and around, and then I kick up out of it and extend my pelvis towards the target. So my belt buckle, straight down, step one. Step two, straight down and around. Step three, down and around, up towards the target. So you kind of maybe break that up into different pieces, and when you put it all together, you feel like your pelvis and your belt buckle goes down and around, and then kick it up and extend it towards the target. That would kind of be a little three-step process here. So down and around and then up. There on the way through, be putting all those pieces together. Remember, this is a hip motion for power and distance. So when you do it in the beginning, if your priority is power and distance, then do it a lot and exaggerate and look for what? Power and distance. So if you hit one a little offline, that's okay. This was not how to use your hips for accuracy. This was how to use your hips for power and distance, okay? So exaggerate how much you go down, exaggerate how much you go down and around, and kick up. You might literally need to feel like you go like this, okay? And you're gonna watch it on video, and you're gonna move just a little bit. So understand you gotta go down to use the ground, you're gonna push back up. I'm gonna show you a couple examples of players you see on TV all the time do this motion. They lower their hips in transition, and then they raise their hips into the follow-through. Remember that. Lower their hips in transition, raise in the follow-through to create more power. And you guys will check out these swings here in a second. All right, guys, so let's take a look at a couple different players here. I pulled up 3 players. We want to look at how their hips work during the downswing and follow-through to gain power, how they use their hips to use the ground, gain speed, hit the ball farther. So first up, we have Justin Thomas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line across his hips at address, just here for reference to see where he starts with. Now, all of the players don't quite do the same exact thing when they go back. Some players lower a little, some players stay pretty level, some players go up a little bit. Most all of them have some tilt to their hips, so you'll see this line here. The left hip will be a little lower than the right hip. So the backswing can be a little bit different, but what we're talking about and the commonality amongst all of them is what they do coming down. So from here, we're gonna see the downward motion like we discussed. We'll see the belt buckle, so let's drop him. Let's get him to the top here. So from this, what we're gonna see is in transition, here I'll take these out. Here's where he is here. And in transition, we're gonna notice that belt buckle and his hips lowering early. So watch how he's gonna go down, 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 down. So he clearly goes lower. I'll do that in a different color in transition here as he's turning. And then he's gonna go up, 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 up. Look how much more up his hips go compared to where they started and where he went down. So check this out. If I bring him back to his address position, look at where his hips start here. So let's get him to a stop. Look at where his hips start, and then watch where he gets to. Let's get him here. So that red line on there is where he finishes. That's how much up he goes into his follow through. Even that in and of itself is a powerful visual there. So we notice where he starts, we notice where he goes at the top, maintains pretty level, goes down then in early transition, down, turn, and then from here, about left arm parallel, through, you'll see he continues turning and he extends up. Now the idea is when you push down, then you have the ground to use to push back up into that follow through, push your belt buckle and hips up towards the target. So he's a really good example. One of his good buddies here, another guy that you guys probably know, Mr. Jordan Spieth. He's another good example. If we get him up to the top of the backswing, again, we're going to notice these guys don't all do the same thing going back, but this just as a rough guide of what his hips are doing. Watch in transition, where does he go? He goes down, right? Clearly there until about left arm parallel. He's going down a little bit forward and rotating. And then from about left arm parallel in the follow through, look how far up he goes into his finish position. So he clears his hips and extends up, and that's where the power comes. And I'll show you one more quick example. Another guy who hits the ball fairly long. Where is he on here? Mr. Dustin Johnson. Let's get a face on Dustin. And you see another guy who does the same thing. And I just pull these guys up because I know you know who they are. But really you can use any tour player, right? Anyone who hits the ball fairly long is going to have these same motions. We'll get him here up to the top with an iron. Camera moves a little bit, but we'll kind of see the same deal. So here's his top roughly. We'll see in transition he's going to do what? He's going to go down and forward as he's turning. So he's down, 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 down until about just before left arm parallel. He's going down, forward, and turning. And then watch how he uses the ground and kicks up on the way through. He's going up, 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 up as he continues turning into the follow through. And his hips are way higher in his follow through position compared to where he starts and compared to the backswing. So that's the deal. All of these guys and gals who hit the ball far go down from the top. As they're turning, they go down a little bit forward, they turn, okay, learn that down part first, and then they kick up and out of it. So hopefully those help give you a little bit of a visual with these analyzers that we do to supplement us talking in the videos. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked the video, please do us a favor, click the like button down below, click the notification bell, also please subscribe. Another reminder, CogornoGolf.com is up and live. If you want more instruction from me tailored for you, the link is in the description down below. Thank you guys.